Hello everyone, welcome to another Minecraft update. Don't worry, I am still working on the Laurentic. That is happening. Um, I just got super bored of it, so today I'm going over the Poseidon actually. Um, this is a project I started a while back, and yeah, it's my interpretation of the ship. And not that I've, well, really just like, wouldn't it be more of a wouldn't it be cool if the ship looked like this? Uh, how I would design it. But yeah, so we are working on that, and I have just finished up this deck down here. This deck here, I'm flying along right now, is where we're gonna start work on the main ballroom, which is, if you've seen any Poseidon material, is fairly important ballroom dining room area. So I'm gonna make 3 versions of the ship. I'm gonna order, and yeah, the first one is this one right here. It is the main version, just like the normal sailing version. Like if you were going on a voyage, that and at a normal time of year, what would it look like? What the ship be decorated like? And this is what that is. There's going to be the New Year's version, or final voyage version, which is really just going to be the same ship with Christmas decorations and all that. Then I'm going to take the one with Christmas decorations, I'm going to flip it upside down, because, Poseidon Adventure. So the first area I'm going to go over is one I'm going to be adding to all decks, this is in all of the funnels, but I'm adding the ventilation area into the funnel itself. I assume that it just felt like a fitting place for it, and as you can see, these go to all rooms in the ship, and you can see these trapdoors all throughout there. You can't actually go in them, thanks to how Minecraft works, but they do exist. Mostly for the purposes of, hey, this is a thing. Most of them are actually covered up by paintings. Well, some of them are, not most of them. So yeah, this is just a little area I added. I thought it would look cool. And yeah, so that is, yeah, something I added. So now we're going to get to the actual part that everyone's here for, which is the main area of the deck. The only other time I think I'll cover the ventilation shaft area is when I finish it, which is going to be a while from now. So yeah, the first area is and actually I'm just going to draw attention to a quick change I made to the upper decks for this area. That is this dome here. It wasn't normally supposed to be there. I wasn't planning on putting it there, but it was really fitting for the area I was building under it, so I added it. And I had room for it, so why not, So yeah, now we're gonna get on with the actual interior. And then that dome leads to this room right here. This is the veranda. This is the winter garden. It is a it's like a cafe area. It's got plants and stuff, ferns, all kinds of things. It's a really nice room, just a kind of chill area for, when the ship is at sea. And it leads into a galley over here, which I'm going to change actually right now. Floor and just main. Where did I get the idea that this was acceptable? Alright, so we're gonna have to redo all of that, including there, including there. So what we're gonna replace that with is alternating green and hold on. It's alternating green and white terracotta. This is going to be just the base kitchen floor I'm going to be using on all of my ships. So yeah, that's what that should look like. See how it brings a much more life to the room, I think. And we're gonna add this stuff. Do I still have that? Yeah, I do. Cauldron and a water bucket. Interesting. So that creates a bucket. Because if I just... Alright. I'm gonna have a block on hand. If I just do this, it doesn't create a bucket. But if I do it with the cauldron, it does. That's neat. So yeah, winter garden. You've got the winter garden here. And you saw me, basically completely redo one of those rooms. You've got the galley, and you've got the pantry. Very, very nice area. Probably would be pretty interesting to work there. Just checking that I'm recording. Then we have our first cabin hall in the entire ship. It is rather short, thankfully. Yeah, so this is what a stateroom looks like. Fairly old-fashioned, but, it gets the job done. You're gonna be spending more time outside the ship. Outside, like, in the main rooms anyways. So, here is the lower level of the main staircase. Here's the upper level. Just take it down, and this is where you end up. And there are 2 rooms here. Over here we have the gymnasium. I do believe... No, that's right, the second funnel doesn't show up for a while. And then over here, so this is the gym, and over here we have the children's playroom. Actually, I'm going to go through the gymnasium because you're going to get to... I think that's where you'll get to see one of the Lukes in the wild, essentially. It's covered up by a painting in the other cabin hall, but... So yeah, here's the gymnasium again. And then yeah, that's what one of those Lukes looks like. You can see it goes into the funnel. And then over here, we have the sitting area for the a la carte restaurant. And there's another one of the Lukes. Yeah, the ship has an a la carte restaurant too. And yeah, pretty neat area. Just, your basic reception room. Got a desk here for the receptionist. And then over here, we have the actual restaurant itself. Now, originally this looked much more like the Titanic's, with a pink floor, but I decided it got awful, especially considering that this is a 1930s ship, and so I completely redid the flooring. And also the carpet, I turned it into spruce pressure plates. So yeah, this is the a la carte restaurant. Fairly nice area. I'd also like to point to these ceiling tiles. They look very fancy. I haven't really been able to do stuff like that on most of my areas. They're generally much smaller than that. Or crew areas, and crew areas you really aren't that nice. So here's the galley for the a la carte restaurant. It's much larger, as you can tell. And then the pantry. So yeah, very nice ship. It's coming along nicely. I want to get the ballroom done. That's about what I'm going to start doing. I'm probably going to slow down quite a bit on this one and try to focus on getting the other ones done. Yeah, it is a fun ship to be on. I love the 1920s, and how I have it set up is I'm going to try to do all my projects, or finish them at least, in chronological order. So, I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff in the Victorian era, and then some stuff in the Art Deco era, and then some stuff in the and then like very, very, very little stuff in the more modern era, 1960s, 1962 modern stuff. Like I think the amount of, and one of the big problems is for the 1920s, all of the ships I'm going to be doing for that time period are massive. Because I have the Queen Victoria, which is based off of the Queen Mary and Queen Elizabeth. I have the the Poseidon, I guess, which is just kind of my idea of the 1920s. So you're going to get to see a lot of that. I have the Behemoth. Oh yeah, I have the Gigantic, which is, it took 3 papers just to draw the thing up, which is absolutely massive. I used like pretty decent sized things of grid paper to draw ships up. I'm sure the actual Normandy was a lot bigger, but it's a pretty massive ship. And then after that, I have the Behemoth, which is based off of like the Bremen and the Europa and stuff. You know, Bremen, Europa, and Imperator would probably be the 3 biggest inspirations. Although probably mostly from the Imperator, especially in the interior design choices. I don't even know how many no symbols were in the Bremen and the Europa. But yeah, no. Okay, so there are a lot of ships, and the 1920s is going to be especially like a burnout for me because they are like 10 times bigger than the ships I'm working on now. So yeah. Actually, none of them are that big. Most of these ships take a paper, a little over a paper, or a little over a paper to properly draw up. Laurentic took 2. Titan took 2. Yeah, I'm gonna be building the Titan. That's gonna be a thing. Andrew Bushili took like 1.5. So yeah, there are things I'm working on. There are a few 1-paper ships, quite a few 2-paper ships. Queen Victoria is like 2.5. Gigantic is 3, and Behemoth is 4. Behemoth took 4 papers to draw up. It is absolutely just insane. So yeah, I'm excited to get all these ships out. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to finish the Gigantic and Behemoth and Queen Victoria, because, you know, they're massive. I might actually try to draw up a few, like, one of the ones I'm going to do is the Tender for the Gigantic, just to give me a little bit of, you know, levity when it comes to smaller 1920 ships. That being said, if you took out on the Titan, or on the Gigantic's Tender ship, if you took out one of the public rooms and turned it into cabins, it would probably make for just a fine ocean liner on its own. So yeah, these ships are all pretty decently scaled, as far as size goes, for the most part, but then there are just some that are massive that I'm in way over my head with. So yeah, they're all gonna look cool, they're all gonna be interesting. I don't really know what to do, other than that, so yeah. So yeah, I'm also working on the Poseidon again, because, you know, I got bored with Laurentic and the Victorian style already, which means it's going to be a nightmare. I should probably, in advance, get the holes for the Behemoth, Gigantic, and Queen Victoria all built, just so, you know, I have them and can start working on them, and that takes some of the nightmare workload off my back. But of course, I'm not going to do that because I'm not very smart, and also that's, you know, a lot more work than I want to do. So yeah, that's about it. Just a general Minecraft ships update, but yeah, mostly focusing on the Poseidon here. What a grand old. And also, for some reason, I could not find pictures, because, you know, I had a My birthday's coming up tomorrow, actually. I had a birthday party, and I showed one of my friends all my Minecraft ships. He actually liked them a lot. Apparently, he isn't into most of the Minecraft stuff, but he thought the buildings were impressive. So yeah, and I looked up pictures of the new. We found ships like named that, but we couldn't find this one, the three funneled one. We could find a two funneled one and a one funneled, like a two funneled passenger ship in the 1940s. And then we could find a 1920s ship apparently that had one funnel and looked more like a cargo ship. But I couldn't find this one. So that was interesting. Anyways, this is going on for way too long. I'm just gonna cut the video here. Get a good, shot of this ship. Oh yeah, and I know the propellers aren't added, and I'm gonna add those at the end of the build when I have the engine rooms built. So yeah, this ship is massive, but this ship is decently sized. There are bigger ones to come, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.